guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan from oneSimplegirl. On today's video, I'm going to showcase our brand of makeup brushes and just give you a little bit of details of why they're so great. If this is something you're interested in, just keep on watching. Hello everyone. So like I already said in my intro, today is all about the oneSimplegirl brand and why we think it's so amazing. So I just wanted to cover all of our makeup brushes one by one, giving you a little bit of details of how you can use them, what we use them for. So let's just jump right into it. So I'm going to start off first with our powder brush. So as you can see, our powder brush is quite large. The head on this is quite loose. So again, you can tell when something is a powder brush opposed to like a foundation brush. You want this movement in there. And just to cover a huge area, we went with a very large bristle. It's more of a traditional powder brush. I know a lot of ladies out there, the newer brands, they cut their size down in half. I guess maybe this is based on my age of when I created this, but this brought me back to when I was a child playing with my mom's makeup brushes. This was the classic big powder brush that you would have. It was so luxurious. You put it on and you just felt like a queen putting your makeup on. So I guess that's why I gravitated to this style of brush, and the large head on this one probably was for that. So anyway, as I said, definitely a powder brush. I use this for my powder. You could use it for your blush if you wanted to. Again, because there's such a larger head on this one, I would be a little bit careful how you put it on. You just don't want to squish this all in your blush and then put it here, because again, you can see how far that's going to cover, right? So definitely can use it for your blush though. You can use it for your bronzer as well. Just again, with a larger head, you just want to be a little bit careful how you apply it, but who's to say you can't do it, right? This is all, when I created this brand, I created 6 key brushes that I thought work wonderful. They will get the job done. They will give you a flawless look. I definitely looked into the quality of my brushes to begin with. And for everyone, like I handpicked every style of brush. I created the whole look of it. I will say this is a synthetic bristle. We don't do real animal hair. Obviously, we are cruelty free. But what I did want to point out is when you buy makeup brushes, some or I shouldn't say factories, but some people will, they get very creative on the look and they're very flashy and they're eye-catching. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever, guys. But what you want to keep in mind is, and this is what I thought of when I created this brush, was that I kept my bristles half white and the tip I left dark. And I purposely did that because the brand itself, I wanted to keep it elegant and simple and beautiful. And that's why I chose a white. It has a very light shimmer in it, if you can kind of see that. I don't know if you can tell but there's a light shimmer in here. But I wanted to keep it very clean, very pretty, elegant, and very visually pretty. So when you do have these out on your counter, if you do display them on your bathroom counter, they're gonna look beautiful. The reason why I chose a darker bristle at the top, I know it's not as pretty as maybe an all white bristle, but as soon as you start using this to add makeup, this is going to be completely dirty. And what I wanted to do was just kind of shield that look. So if you did have it on display, you still have this beautiful look. And at the top, your makeup dirt is almost just camouflaged by that. So there was a lot of thought that was put into creating the look of these bristles. Chose a silver ferrule just because it was I wanted something very shiny, something that would really, really pop. So I went with a silver one, and then the base of the brush itself, this is a wood handle. So it's just been, I did the design of my logo and the color, and I chose all that, but I chose a wooden handle, a really high gloss ferrule on it, and some beautiful bristles. And if you could feel this, you would feel the quality in them. These are, I was actually amazed at how wonderful and how smooth and soft they are. They were just amazing. Again, I'm probably a little bit more biased because it is my brand, but when you put your heart and soul into something, I think you really cover all of the details, all of the, dot your I's, cross your T's. You really handpick what you want to display and give out to the world. So what I use this one for, I use this for my bronzer. You can also use this for your powder because again, it has a large head on it. This is our powder. This is the blending. But the blending has a little bit more of a rounder head, and again, the powder has so much more movement in it, right? So I use this one for my bronzer. I don't go necessarily directly like this with my bronzer, but I do use it on an angle. So I will do, I just, wherever you put your bronzer, I'm an outline my face kind of girl, so I can easily do that. It's great for powder if you want to use powder. Again, it does carry, it's a larger head, so it is gonna, kind of apply to a larger area. But if you angled it a little bit more, you'd be fine as well. You can use this for your powder. So bronzer, blush, powder, whichever one you want. There's actually, right there, there's 3 uses. Again, you may get this home and you might find another use for it. That's fabulous. And if you do, please send that to us. We'd love to hear about it. Give us the comments below. Let us know what you think of our brushes. I love hearing feedback, whether it's good or bad. You know what? No feedback is bad feedback, but some feedback is good feedback. So whatever feedback you've got, send it our way. We really appreciate it, and we love hearing from you guys. Next, we're going to talk about our foundation brush. I love this brush. I think it's adorable. I kept it really, really small. Again, same thing. It's got the logo, it's got the silver ferrule, it's same bristles. Again, this one's got a little bit less movement in it than the powder, obviously, because your foundation, you really want to just put it on in those areas. So again, what I do with mine, and it's just a preference. So I use 2 colors of foundation just to get the look that I want. So I just dab it in my hand, I mix it, and I just apply it on my skin, and then I blend it all over the place. So again, it's just a preference on the way I do my foundation. But again, you know what? This can be used for a couple other things as well. I do have a great hack on this. A lady purchased this for herself for her own foundation. And then she purchased another one because she thought it was such a great tool to be able to put sunscreen on her daughter. So if you have young children out there and they're always fighting with you to get sunscreen on their face, use this and pretend you're putting makeup on like mom does. Mommy and me time, kids love that if you have little girls. Yeah, so that's a great little hack to use. We love it. Again, you could use this not just for your foundation, you could use this for your bronzer as well. Because the blending and the foundation are quite similar, the foundation obviously a little bit smaller, you could still use this for your bronzer if you wanted to. It would work great. Again, you would just maybe use it on the angle. I'm a big angle person with my brushes, and you would just outline, if you put your bronzer here to make you look sun-kissed, however you use your bronzer, this is still a great tool for it. These are multi-use brushes, and again, this is why I picked these. Our next brush is our angled brush. Again, such a useful tool. I use this for multiple things in my makeup routine. Again, same thing, same look. The only difference is this one's gonna be angled. It still has a lot of movement in the bristles because it could be used for, I use it for my powder, it could be used for your bronzer, it could be used for your highlighter. This is a really good highlighter tool, actually. My favorite is my highlighting and my blush for this one. So again, you're just gonna, you put it in your blush. I always start at usually around the apple of my eye. If you need to know where that is, you smile and it's right around there. So then you just apply. I always apply pulling my blush up, and I always put a little bit, again, this is just a preference on how I apply my makeup. I start here, I pull it up, and I like to have a little tiny bit just there. I like everything to blend in really seamlessly so you don't see any harsh lines. So again, the reason why this video was created was I actually went into a department store, and it's a well-known department store. All of you, I'm sure, have shopped at it. And I was looking for brushes. I thought, you know what? I just want to compare what's out there. I want to see what this brand carries, the quality, the look. You're your own worst critic. You create something, but then you want to see what everybody else is doing. So, hey, I walked into the store. I went straight to the brushes. I looked at this exact brush, same style. The only difference with this brush compared to the department store brush is that my bristles were actually softer. The other difference, sorry, there was 2 differences. The base of itself, everybody has a different brand, look, color, logo, which is fine. My bristles were definitely softer. I could say that hands down. They sold their brush in Canadian dollars for $40 plus tax. My brush, my angled brush, I sell $12.99 Canadian dollars. I was floored. $40. So I guess that kind of brings me down to the reason why I created this line as well. I have 2 more brushes and I will go over them, but I just wanted to touch on this a little bit. So the reason why I created oneSimplegirl and the line of brushes that I created was I was always that girl going into department stores, looking at all these brushes. They were all labeled these weird G12, B54. I don't even know what that means. I don't think anybody knows what that means. Unless you're a makeup artist, you have no clue what that stands for. I don't. I created this, and you know what it's called? It's called an angled brush. And why is it called an angled brush? Because it's angled. And how you use it is your preference. It's up to you. We created this line, and I picked the brushes that I thought, yeah, these are great brushes. Everybody needs these key brushes in their kit. So if you're looking for that kit, this is it. You don't need a million different brushes. You don't need a brush that is a B12 that you're gonna put only on your cheekbone, but then you need the G74 for your forehead to do your bronze. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. This brush alone has 3 uses. It is a blush brush, it is a highlighting brush, and it can be your bronzing brush. So really, you could buy 3 of these brushes. It's the same brush. All you're doing is buying 3 of them for 3 different products that you're going to use. Or you buy one and you just clean it every time so that you could use it for your products, like the different products. What I would encourage is, you know, there are some, there's a cleaner out there. I know that a lot of department stores carry, it's called Refresh. So basically you just spray it on a paper towel, face cloth, whatever you want, and you can clean your brushes instantly like that. So then you could use it right away because it's not soaking it in water. So this is what the kicker was for me to pop on here and display my brushes, was because the cost of this one was through the roof, and I could not believe that people spend that kind of money. So I'll move on. The next 2 I'll do together just because they're a very similar brush is our eyeshadow brush. So I have a large one, and then this is the small one. Again, the same look, the same ferrule, the same bristles. They are, I can't even, they're just as smooth as butter is all I can say to you guys. I wish you could feel it through the screen. So I chose this brush here. I'll just cover the large one first a little bit. So the reason why the reason why I chose this one was, it's hard to tell, but it's not a round bristle. It's kind of a wider, and it's a little bit more flat. So again, there's still a lot of movement in this bristle because it's more of a blending, not quite as detailed as the small eyeshadow brush. But what I liked about this is because it kind of goes down more into the tip. I know I guess it's kind of hard to show, but it's very easy for me to, so I'll use this and I'll apply my makeup all over my eyelid. And to be honest, when I'm doing my base, like my lightest base color, this is the greatest tool for it. I just put it all over my eyelid, and that's it, because you're using the lightest color there, so you don't really need a brush to put it on if you don't want to. But then when I do any of my darker colors or leading up, usually I have a few multiple colors on, is that it's very easy for me to go right into the crease of my eye. So the crease of your eyes, you know, right where it starts to bend. Because this is a little bit more finer tip, I'm able to get right in there and do my color. And then it's still a big enough brush that I can really quickly, easily, you know, do my little circular motion just to blend it out. Now for the small one, here's our small one. Again, similar, it's a little, I know it's kind of hard to show on screen, but it's similar to the same style as this one, except it's smaller. So I find this one really great for if you want it to be a little bit more detailed in the crease of your eye with a darker color that you really don't want getting everywhere. This is a good one for that. So you're just going to be able to put it right in the crease. Again, I don't wear eyeliner, so I would use this and I would just pull it right down underneath my eye like that. And that's where I get my eyeliner from. Because it's so small, it's just a really good detailed little brush. So again, I'm just going to recap all the brushes. I'll try to hold them all up so you can see them, because I would love for you to see the actual kit. So that's, sorry guys, that's them. There's 6 brushes. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, that's it, 6 brushes? Yep, that's all you need. We've got a foundation brush, we've got a powder brush, we've got your bronzer, your blush, your highlighter, and your eye brushes. So unless you're a makeup artist and you're doing other people's makeup, okay, then maybe I could see how you would want a little array of more brushes. But if you're just the average person doing makeup, whether like today I have a little bit more makeup on, but I don't always wear this much makeup. Sometimes I wear more and sometimes I wear less. These I've been able to create heavier makeup and I've been able to create a lighter makeup. So I don't believe that you need any more brushes than this to at least start you off. It's a great little kit. All your brushes, I will just pack one up just so you can see. So when you order, they come in a recycled package. So again, I stuck with a very simple branding packaging because I didn't want to create more junk in the world. I wanted to keep it really simple, again, hence the name oneSimplegirl. That's why I stuck with that. I kept my brushes really simple and pretty and elegant. So when you receive them, I do have a plastic wrapper that goes around them to protect the whole brush, but I took those all off for myself. So this is what it comes with. It comes with a little plastic topper. You're just gonna pop your brush out and it is, fluff it up a little bit and there you go, it's ready to go. What I do suggest is possibly keeping these. So if you do travel, just, pop it back in and then you can just pack them up really nicely for traveling. Another tip is when you do get your brushes, don't keep them in these packages forever. Because again, this will eventually, what you're doing is you're containing the bristles of the brush, right? And you don't want your bristles to actually take on this form. So as soon as you get them, just open it, let them, just air out, I guess you could say. You can always just dampen them a little bit, lay them flat to dry, and then once they're dry, just use a cloth and lightly move them around on it, just to fluff them up a little bit. And then I would suggest storing them standing up. That would be my biggest suggestion, is if you're gonna get makeup brushes, unless you have a really nice container to hold them in so they don't get damaged, or, they're not, what you don't want is you don't want a pile of brushes like this. And then see how this one's indented right there? That will eventually take on this shape. So this one here would eventually end up getting flattened out there, and you don't want that. Again, you can always fix it. The easy fix is put it in water, give it a little wash, and then, like I said, lay it flat to dry and then fluff them up on a towel and you're ready to go. So easy peasy fixes, but what I suggest doing is just storing your brushes standing up. So I have a glass container that I actually store mine in, and if they have a little bit of movement, like a little bit of room to move around them, they're not pressed, so tight against each other. You want them to just kind of breathe a little bit in their space. So that's my brushes. The reason why we created it, again, I just kind of touched on a little bit, but it was to create a set of brushes that were easy to use. I labeled them as the product that they are, not these funky little letters or numbers. I wanted everything to be super, super easy for you guys. Again, they all have a little bit of a multiple purpose to them. So yeah, you're buying a powder brush or you're buying a foundation or a blending one, but again, it's used for multiple things and it's just your preference on how you want to use the brushes. There is no right or wrong way necessarily to apply your makeup. Yes, there are techniques that make your makeup look more appealing or more flattering on your skin. But to be honest, like I've used my large eyeshadow brush, and if you're contouring, I'm not a huge contourer, but I do a little bit, but if I was contouring my nose, I could actually take it and go right down my nose with it. So again, it's an eyeshadow brush, but that doesn't mean you only have to use it for eyeshadow. Again, it's your preference. You're gonna learn these things the more advanced you get with your makeup, and the more comfortable you are with your makeup, and the more comfortable you are with your tools. That just comes with time, guys. So if there's any newbies out there watching this, makeup, it's not scary. It's really fun. It's really easy. And you just have to play with it to get better at it. It's just like everything else. Practice makes perfect. So does makeup. So I'm just going to run down each brush all over again. But I just want to give you the cost so you know. So this is our powder brush. Our powder brush sells for $17.99. And you can see on my hand, that is a large brush. The bristles on here, honestly, guys, I know you can't feel it through the screen. They are amazing. The next one that we covered was the blending brush. Again, it's quite a large brush there. And our blending brush is $16.99. Hopefully the lighting is good. It showcases it better than our angled, $12.99. Again, all Canadian dollars, guys. Have our foundation brush, which is $16.99. This is such a great foundation brush. I absolutely love it. And then we have our eyeshadow brushes. So the large one, the small one is $8.99 and our large one is $9.99. So under $20, you can get 2 brushes. We also sell them as kits. The whole kit itself is $68.99 and that is Canadian dollars. So really a great price point for the amount of brushes you're getting, the quality of the brushes you're getting. I'll just pull them up one more time so you can see them. So if you were to buy this whole kit, isn't it beautiful? God, it's beautiful. I think I should have one just on display on my counter because it's so pretty. Like I said, the whole kit though is $68.99 Canadian dollars. And the reason why I wanted to showcase a video just on the brushes, not just how, like usually I do a get ready with me or something. I just wanted to showcase these brushes because I truly think they're beautiful. The quality is there. I would never ever sell something if I didn't think the quality was there. I've had amazing feedback on these brushes. And I just feel like the world needs to know that there's options out there that won't break the bank. That was another reason why I created this brand. You know what? It shouldn't cost you $100 for a kit of makeup brushes. And I noticed some brands they'll put the regular price, you know, $100 or $98.99, but it's on sale for $75, and you think you're getting such a great deal. But really, like this one brush should not cost you $40. I honestly think that's a bit ridiculous. So just know that there's other options out there, guys. I pride myself on my brand and what we stand for, keeping makeup simple, keeping makeup beautiful and easy, and making sure you have easy tools that are easy to use and simple to use. You still get a flawless look with these brushes, but you're not breaking your bank, and that's the most important thing. So if this is something you enjoyed, hit the like, hit the subscribe, give me your comments. We love the feedback, guys. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, guys.